Live from Ball State University, news for the campus community and all of Delaware County. This is Newslink, Indiana.
Good evening and welcome to Newslink, Indiana. I'm Jake Adrianson.
And I'm Drew Bogues. Thanks for joining us. Spring break starts this Friday and Ball State students will leave campus for a one-week vacation. Students living off campus will be leaving their residence vacant,
which means they will need to be aware of how to safely lock up their households and valuables. For more, Andy Wright is live at a residential household in Muncie.
Thanks, guys. I'm at the residence on the house on Ashland Avenue, the place where a lot of Ball State students live off campus. One of them I talked to, named Logan Schneider, lives here at this residence. I asked him, along with other Ball State students, what their plans are to keep their homes and valuables safely locked away over spring break.
Students living off campus are taking precautions over spring break to keep their homes safe. Sophomore Libby Brand lives on West Ashland, and she says her landlord will be checking her house during the break.
Our landlord actually will come and check on our house periodically through the breaks for us to make sure everything's okay, and she'll go in, adjust the heat if it needs to or anything like that.
Some students are asking campus police to help keep their houses safe. Junior Logan Schneider lives on West Ashland as well, and he said they've asked the police to do vacant house checks while they're gone.
One objective we came up with was to talk to the Muncie Police Department that do vacant house checks while we're gone.
Students said keeping valuables safely locked up, especially electronics such as video game consoles, TVs, and speakers, is very important. Junior Mark Ambrose said he has safes to keep his valuables locked up.
I just want to make sure, all my stuff is intact, because I do have some valuable things in my room in the house, so, we want to be sure that we can have everything locked down and under control.
Now, I talked to BSU Deputy Chief Police Robert Fye, and he told me that the police wants to help students in any way possible while they're gone over the break. Now, what that means is Logan Schneider is actually having the police do vacant house checks of his residence here at Ashland while he's gone. What that means is the Ball State Police Department is going to roam these streets, driving and looking for suspicious activity and things at the houses. Here are some things they're going to be looking for. First of all, see, there's a screen door here on this house. If this door, even the front door, is slightly open and the police see it, they're going to investigate to see if something is suspicious. Other things to watch out for: damage on the walls of the houses or on the porch. Also, blinds. See, if your blinds are open, police are going to suspect that someone's in the house, so keep them closed. And then the porch light needs to be shut off because the police don't want the illusion to see that someone is in the house. So 4 things to watch: open doors, damage on the house, blinds closed, and then keep your porch lights off. Live in Muncie, Andy Wright, Newslink, Indiana.
Thanks, Andy. Students shouldn't hesitate to contact Ball State campus police about the issue. Call them at 765-285-1111 or email them at police@bsu.edu.
While many students are packing their luggage to go soak in the sun this spring break, one group is preparing to get to work. Newslink Indiana's Jacob Burbrink talked to some students who are volunteering their time to help those less fortunate.
Last fall, students from the Alternative Break Association traveled to Louisville, Kentucky to volunteer at a drug and rehabilitation center. This spring, the group will be traveling to Possumwood Acres Wildlife Sanctuary in Hubert, North Carolina, to help take care of injured animals. Ani Thomas, president of the Alternative Break Association, says the draw of the program is allowing students from different backgrounds to bond together through work.
We just really got to bond and interact with the community there, and they just really taught me what it means to really help people and why I love volunteering.
Nicole Roulette, the graduate assistant working with the organization, said her experience with the Louisville trip opened her eyes to the potential of the program.
It was amazing. The students really took all of that in and kind of reflected on their own experiences and really had a better sense of what they can do to help the community on both a wide and small scale.
Although the executive staff of the association say that they feel prepared for the trip, things could change at any moment. In Muncie, Jacob Burbrink, Newslink, Indiana.
The group will leave this Sunday and will be in North Carolina until Saturday. The cost of the trip was $350. Well, I'm sure ready for spring break. I wonder how the weather's going to be here in Muncie.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking it's going to be a little cold and everything, so we're going to toss it to Sarah Schaefer over there to give us our first look at weather.
That's right, guys. With some people getting anxious for some warmer temperatures during spring break, but for us here in Muncie, we're not there just yet. As you can see, for tonight, we were sitting at some flurries that were coming through Muncie. We didn't get much. They came in and kind of just headed right out, and as it started warming up through the night. And I'll talk about those warmer temperatures coming up in my full weather, as well as some possible rain and snow chances, and your full spring break forecast.
Thanks, Sarah. The City of Muncie honored Ball State University President Joe Angora Monday evening by giving her the key to the city. Councilman Julius Anderson presented the award as he introduced Gora's efforts with immersive learning projects to get students hands-on experience. Gora said the university feels privileged to be a part of this community. Gora also expressed the joy that she and her husband have for the community.
As President Obama has said, the Russian intervention in Crimea violates international law, and it is therefore of deep concern to the United States and our
Russian President Vladimir Putin has seized military control of the Ukrainian peninsula of Crimea. This move comes as a result of the political unrest following the breakup of the Soviet Union in 1991. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton spoke on the matter while visiting UCLA's campus earlier today.
As President Obama has said, the Russian intervention in Crimea violates international law, and it is therefore of deep concern to the United States and our allies. It is also inconsistent with Russia's obligations under previous agreements.
CNN reports around 6,000 Russian ground and naval forces currently occupy the region. While the U.S. is yet to take action, current Secretary of State John Kerry said discussions will continue in the coming days to attempt to stabilize the crisis. Next on Newslink Indiana, President Obama is promoting a minimum wage raise.
Also, a simulation gave Ball State students a chance to experience poverty. More from that when we come back. Stay tuned.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
I don't know what's happening. Start a new chat. What did I do? Okay, wow. That is so weird.
Hey! Hi! Hi!
Oh my gosh. Hi! God, I don't even know what to say right now. I'm so nervous. Gia, you're so big. Come closer to the camera. Wait, now you're in my face.
Hi!
That was so good.
Every budget, so don't accept defeat. Now you can get covered and still buy me treats. Enroll.
The new world of healthcare is here to stay. Do something for those who care about you. Enroll today.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
This is Newslink Indiana.
Welcome back. The national minimum wage currently stands at $7.25, but President Obama is currently trying to change that.
Newslink Indiana's Jason Poor has more about the story. Jason?
Thank you, gentlemen. And we all know that minimum wage has been a hot topic ever since the president first brought it up in his 2013 State of the Union address.
Indiana is one of the lowest in minimum wage.
Definitely. Now, the president is on the move again, promoting a minimum wage raise. Today in Connecticut, the president praised governors for raising the state wage, and he encouraged other states to do the same, despite Congress's inability to do so at the federal level.
The problem is Republicans in Congress oppose raising the minimum wage. Now, I don't know if that's just because I proposed it. Maybe I should say I oppose raising the minimum wage. They'd be for it. That's possible. But right now, there's a bill in front of both the House and the Senate that would boost America's minimum wage to $10.10. It's easy to remember, $10.10, $10.10 an hour. Just passing this bill would help not only minimum wage workers, it would lift wages for about 200,000 people just right here in Connecticut.
If Indiana follows the president's suggestions, minimum wage would raise from $7.25 an hour to $10.10 an hour. For someone working 40 hours a week, this would mean an increase of over $100 per week. So, guys, with the most recent data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, it says that 54,000 workers in Indiana are at the minimum wage level. So an increase could affect a lot of Hoosier lives.
All right. Thanks, Jason. Some Hoosiers accepting welfare will now be required to take a drug test. The Indiana Senate voted today in favor of a new bill that would make recipients with prior drug conviction to be tested, regardless of how old the offense. The Indiana House has a different version of the bill, one which would require all welfare recipients to be tested for drugs. The two chambers will try to work out the differences, and if successful, the bill will then go to the governor for final approval.
Ball State students are learning just what life is like below the poverty line. Newslink's Jessica Knox has the story.
Teamwork for Quality Living hosted its poverty simulation for Ball State students tonight. For its 75th simulation, the organization hopes to provide students with aha moments.
I hope for everybody to be able to feel what poverty feels like during the simulation. So I'm wishing to accomplish people to have a better understanding of what poverty is and feels like.
The people here tonight are mostly from sociology and social work, so they understand a lot about these kinds of problems, but many of them have not had to live those problems themselves.
Do you have any kind of shock? I've learned that many people really don't understand what poverty is really like. People are more judgmental when they come in than when they leave.
While this list of students got to participate in the poverty simulation tonight, Teamwork for Quality Living hopes to continue coming to Ball State in future semesters. In Muncie, I'm Jessica Knox, Newslink, Indiana.
The group tries to make an appearance once a semester at Ball State and plans on coming back during the fall semester.
Now here's a look at the latest headlines from around the area on Ball State's source for online news, The Daily. I'm Courtney Cooper. This year, the city of Muncie has spent $16,000 more than last year to repair potholes, but the fix is only temporary. Find out why in tomorrow's copy of The Daily News. The funeral for Ball State freshman Elijah Swagger, who died on Saturday, will be held tomorrow in Angola. For more coverage on the memorial, check online tomorrow afternoon. While Lifeline laws protect underage drinkers in emergency situations, the law may be expanding. In the future, SGA hopes to inform incoming freshmen about the law with the possible required information session. Head to the website to learn about the potential changes. For all these stories and more from Newslink, WCRD, SportsLink, Ball Bearings, and the Daily News, go to bsudaily.com.
Next on Newslink Indiana, we'll take a look at the weather and see what you can expect for your spring break.
After that, find out what events are coming up for Disability Awareness Month on campus. And that, after all that, and more.
This is Newslink Indiana.
Well, I know I'm pretty excited to head to Florida this weekend, but I'm pretty curious as to how the weather's going to be here.
Yeah, I know we're going to have to send it over to Sarah Schaefer to look at our full length of weather.
Yeah, guys, thanks. We're going to have a weird mixture of weather next week. It's not as typical as you would think. Starting out, as you can see, today we had some snow moving through Muncie, Indiana, but it wasn't that bad. And around the rest of the country, it was kind of the same. Everyone saw a little bit of snow, but nothing really accumulated. Around the country, we have 43, 44 in Dallas and Denver, not as typical for these areas at this time of the year. And as you're moving into Indiana, everybody was pretty much the same, around the 20s. It wasn't that much warmer in Bloomington and Indianapolis as it was here. And then as we get closer, we look at right now, it's 21, but the wind at 16 miles per hour kind of makes it feel more cold at 7 degrees. And then we're taking it in tonight. It'll stay around a low of 17. And looking into your 7-day forecast, Friday is going to be really nice, warm up, and finally be a 51, sunny. Saturday, it'll also be warm at 46, and Sunday will be warm and sunny as well. But then once we get into Monday, that's when we'll see the peak of the spring break weather at 56, back to about 50 on Tuesday, still warm but not as sunny. And then Wednesday is when we get the big switch back to 30s, possible chance of snow and rain. So not your typical ideal spring break weather.
So going to be really obscure and everything. So thank you, Sarah.
The theme for Disability Awareness Month is to dream to dare, but Ball State has been an active contributor to this theme for years. Newslink's Kelsey Baker took a look into just how well Ball State accommodates its students and what it means to them.
Disability Awareness Sydney Comer has been disabled since birth with spina bifida, a disorder that causes some parts of the spinal cord to grow outside of the body during birth. Disability Awareness Month is year-round for her, and choosing a college that could accommodate her was important. After trying Franklin College, she found it wouldn't have been as accessible.
There would have been no way. And the minute I got on Ball State's campus, everything is accessible. Everything is open. And even if there was something that I couldn't do myself that I needed help with, I have never hesitated to
Different
ask
schools
somebody
have different accommodations, and Director of Disabled Services Courtney Jarrett says Ball State aids close to 650 students on campus. To her, events during Disability Awareness Month are making a big impact for all students.
It shows that there are other groups of people that don't focus on disability but are interested in those issues, and so then it just kind of helps spread the word all over the place that maybe those groups wouldn't talk about disability any other time.
These programs help enable the students, but Comer finds it helps with something even more important.
It's independence that a lot of people with disabilities don't have and won't ever have, but it's something I can't take for granted.
Out on the event tonight, you can catch these and other activities throughout the month. And if you can't attend any of these, wheelchair basketball is every Monday in the Field and Sports Building. If you need an accommodation to fully participate in any of these events, contact Disability Services at dsbd@bsu.edu.
When we come back, we'll catch up with the latest in sports news in the area, including more on the Yorktown High School win over Delta in basketball.
And the latest on Ball State women's basketball. All this and more next on Newslink.
This is Newslink Indiana.
Good evening and welcome to Newslink Indiana Sports. I'm Kelsey Burr. Well, the Ball State women's basketball game took on MAC rival Northern Illinois tonight. The Cardinals won 67-57 and are now 13-15 overall and 8-9 in the MAC. The team was led by junior Brittany Carter, who had a career-high 23 points. The last time the two met, Ball State defeated the Huskies 63-50. The team will play Toledo on Saturday before heading into the Mid-American Conference Tournament on Monday. Now taking a look at high school basketball. High school basketball is starting to heat up as the Class 3A boys basketball sectionals were underway last night, and the Yorktown Tigers took on the Delta Eagles to kick the night off. It was a hard-fought game until the very end, but Yorktown beat Delta 47-43 to advance to the sectional semifinals on Friday. Yorktown will play the Blackford Bruins, and Yorktown junior guard Riley Miller is expecting a good matchup.
They've got a pretty good forward that can score the ball pretty well, and they've got a few good guards, so if we can defend them well, we come out with a win.
The
last time the two teams faced off, Yorktown beat Blackford 55-33. The semifinals will be Friday at 6 p.m. Following the Yorktown-Blackford game, Muncie Central will take on Hamilton Heights at 7:30. But not all teams are celebrating after last night. The Muncie Southside Rebels lost an end not only to their season, but to their basketball program as well. Hamilton Heights, the favorite to beat the Rebels, won 64-50. The Rebels ended the season with a record of 2-18, continuing their drought of 13 straight games without a sectional title. At the end of this school year, Muncie Central and Muncie Southside will consolidate, ending the 52-year basketball program of Muncie Southside.
Oh, thank you, Kelsey, for the sports update. And next on Newslink, students take a full advantage of the chance to pie someone in the face today. Find out more about the event and where the proceeds are going.
And a final look at weather when we return.
This is Newslink Indiana.
And welcome back to Newslink Indiana. For your entertainment news, I'm Lisa Ryan. An event on campus combined whipped cream and literacy. I went to the Scramble Light today to find out how.
Pie, pie, pie! $1! All proceeds support literacy!
The sorority Pi Beta Phi raised money for First Book Literacy Fund in an unusual way, by pieing sorority girls in the face. The plate full of whipped cream cost $1. Those who donated could choose any of the members of the sorority. The money went to a charity called First Book, which works to end illiteracy. Pi Beta Phi's philanthropy is literacy. Their goal is to reach 1 million children by 2017 as part of the Read, Lead, Achieve initiative. Pi Beta Phi President Abby Curran said she thinks this is an important philanthropy, especially since she is an elementary education major.
And we greatly appreciate the generosity from Ball State's campus, because it's not just Greek life that's coming to the Scramble Light and pieing us. It's not just people who knew about the event. It's bystanders going by that we can promote literacy to say, this is a problem. It's a problem in our community. It's a problem nationwide, and you can impact it by just donating $1, and you get to pie somebody.
The fundraiser brought in $400 last year. This year, it brought in more than $300. The weather was around 20 degrees today, which might have contributed to the sorority raising less money this year. Currents was still happy that they were able to make a difference. And you might not get the chance to go to Paris for spring break, but Ball State is bringing Moulin Rouge to you. The Royal Winnipeg Ballet will perform Moulin Rouge at 7:30 tomorrow. The ballet will bring all the feathers, rhinestones, and sequins of the famous Parisian cabaret to Emmons Auditorium. Tickets cost $32 at the door for adults and $10 at the door for students. And that's all for your entertainment news. I'm Lisa Ryan.
Thanks, Lisa. So how's the final verdict on weather coming?
Well, we did see a little bit of random snow today, but that should be moving out. When looking at tomorrow, it's going to be mostly sunny, around 38. But when we get to Friday, it's going to warm up to 51. So that will be the warmest of the week. And then the weekend will stay warm as well, pretty warm towards the 50s. Getting to Monday towards spring break, high of 56 on Monday. Tuesday, still warm but cloudy, not as sunny. And then we have that hit of the cold weather again, and it's back, and it's not much like spring break come next Wednesday.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Sarah. That's all tonight for Newslink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision. For Kelsey Burr, I'm Drew Bogues.
Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night. And for Sarah Schaefer, I'm Jacob Adrianson. Thanks for joining us.